The Professor Jiang is one that is known to be very strict and prestigious, so he makes sure that everyone in his class knows how lucky they are to be there. Then we see Oh Su-Yian, a woman in charge of making sure that the construction she's supervising is of the highest quality. She of course needs to check in with the director Li Hualan. Su-Yian tells Hualan that she saw Zhou Zhang come in. Hualan believes he's nice and people would go crazy for one of his pieces. Su-Yian says that they already chose the pieces for the exhibition and contacted the press. Hualan tells Su-Yian to simply stick to her job and mentions that Su-Yian must believe she will become the director as soon as she gets promoted to chairwoman, but not anyone can be a director. Now we see that Jiang is on a news program, where the host asks him what they should do with people who are unable to pay rent because of the rise of rent costs. Jiang simply says that people should pay the rent and that landlords aren't evil. So what they could do to help people pay is make a civic bank that could offer low interest and long-term loans. He gets criticized for this, but Jiang explains that everyone has the right to protect what's theirs, but politicians only think about which side they should support to get more votes. Su-Yian goes to a bar in hopes to release some stress because the rising artist exhibit she had in mind got cancelled. Su-Yian then sees a man. Her friend tells her that his name is Zhou Xin, and he was invited to the documenta. Later, Su-Yian tells Ms. Yun that she needs her help because with the Huayang group they'll be buying 3 pieces from Zhou Zhang. After that, Su-Yian goes home. Her husband is Professor Jiang, who's enjoying the rest of the day. Su-Yian hates the fact that people with money abuse their power and mentions that Ms. Min would be nothing without it. Su-Yian says that while she was looking at Chun Kyung-ja's pieces on a calendar, Ms. Min had the real pieces hung on her bedroom wall. Jiang is holding a political rally. An old man asks him for a lighter and Jiang gives it to him. However, when Jiang turns to pour some coffee, the man lights himself on fire. Jiang does what he can to extinguish the fire, but it is highly suspicious how something like this could happen. The next day, Jiang meets with a man who tells him to work together to make the civic bank he talked about. The man also says that they would like him to run in the election for their party. Jiang agrees to that. At work, Hualan tells Su-Yian that she better find a good artist for the exhibit, or it will be the last one she makes. But Su-Yian moves fast and visits Zhou Xin to see if he's willing to work with her. Xin says that he's not interested in places like Marais, which is where Su-Yian works. Now Jiang is working on his political campaign. A former student of his named Eun Ji is helping him. Jiang also meets a lawyer named Beck who says that he met Jiang when he was working on the school paper. Beck says that he heard from Mr. An that he was thinking of around 3 billion to get started. But Jiang clarifies that it is actually 30 billion. Beck says that whatever he needs, he will get. Eun Ji doesn't waste time and gives Jiang a bribe to buy her a drink sometime. Jiang and Su-Yian go to a political party where Jiang gets to meet Mr. Nam Q-Sik, the CEO of Angel Venture Investments. In the meantime, Su-Yian goes out to smoke and Zhou Xin approaches her, but he's not sure about taking her deal yet. Instead, he asks Su-Yian to join him in his exhibit in Paris. Zhou Xin kisses Su-Yian while Jiang and Eun Ji do it. The following day, Su-Yian tells Hualan that she will go to Paris. The director is fine with this because she believes they could find a good artist. But it pisses Ms. Min off because now she will have to take care of the exhibit on her own. Su-Yian arrives in Paris and spends her time with Zhou Xin, who decides to cook a meal for the two. And after that, when they feel more comfortable, they take things to the bedroom, where they make love. The following day, Su-Yian and Zhou Xin go to an auction. They present a piece by the artist Zhou Zhang which is worth 1.7 million euros. Su-Yian is able to buy the painting for 10 million. Zhou doesn't understand how she was able to pull that off, so Su-Yian explains that she and a man made a 100 million won painting which just got sold for 10 billion. And the one who sold the painting was also part of the plan. This means Su-Yian is embezzling a lot of money from the company she works for. But in return the company gets the Zhou Zhang they bought for 10 billion won, and they'll display it at the center a few times. After that, they'll get a loan of 10 billion with it as a mortgage. But now there's a problem that Jiang doesn't see coming. The intern that works for him was waiting, Eun Ji, outside her apartment to give some flowers, but he sees that Jang is with her. When Su Yian arrives at the airport, security tells her that she's under arrest for violating laws regarding foreign exchange and specific economic crimes. Su Yian is taken to a room where she gets interrogated. But soon they realize that she's Jang's wife, which must mean that he's also involved, and that could lead to a huge scandal. But Cho Young-son, the prosecutor of the Seoul Central District, couldn't care less about that. Cho now wants to investigate Jang because she believes that he's involved since he needs a huge investment for his civic bank. Cho is forced to release Su Yian because all they have is suspicion. But this is mostly thanks to Jang's connections. So he tells Su Yian that she could stop working for that center because he can earn enough without her doing dirty work. Jang told one of his employees to investigate Beck, and now he finds out that there was no Beck in law school. Also, Dale is registered as a loan company, but it's connected to gambling and women's services. Jang confronts Mr. An about this and says that he will find out if there's anything fishy about the companies that they're investing in. On the other side, we have Su Yian who confronts Eun-ji about her affair with Jang. Later, Jang denies ever having an affair with Eun-ji. Su Yian tells Jang that she doesn't care about that. He only needs to be careful about not letting anyone else find out about that, or else he'll ruin his life, which will also affect hers. Han Yong-suk, one of the investors, takes care of Mr. Nam and tells Beck to let Mr. An know that. But when Jang visits the man who lit himself on fire, he asks if they have taken care of his pub because the Republican Party said they would if he set himself on fire. Ms. Min has some serious power over Su Yian now. Ms. Min asks Su Yian if she thinks that using money is bad, but selling her body is okay. This is because Ms. Min recorded a video that shows Su Yian and Zio being too intimate. So now the question is, what would happen if it gets out? Jang would go back to being a professor and she'll lose everything. Then Ms. Min says that only the wealthy live without fear, and she shouldn't be the same, she should have fear. After Jang has dinner with Beck and Mr. An, he tells them that they're horrible for what they did and he will get his reporters to cover the story. But Beck is not afraid. Su Yian tells Zio what happened and he proposes they run to Paris. But Su Yian is not willing to run away. Su Yian wants to appear like she's so desperate to become a director that she's willing to do dirty things with Han Yong-suk, the chairman of the art center. But it was actually a plan of Su Yian and Hua-lan to frame Han for adultery. In the news, they say that the man who lit himself on fire just died. So now Jang decides to say during a press conference that they're holding off the project temporarily. Hua-lan thanks Su Yian for her labor and gives her a paper that guarantees her position of director for at least 5 years. However, the paper states that Su Yian will co-direct alongside a man named Jason. This is because Hua-lan realized that there was something suspicious when Su Yian suggested Ms. Min as the vice director. Then Hua-lan reveals that Han knew about the plan all along, and now thanks to Ms. Min they have Su Yian's shameful tape. So Su Yian simply signs the contract. Hua-lan tells Su Yian that she should forget about making the exhibit about Zio. The day of the exhibit has come. Su Yian surprises everyone by showing the video where she's doing dirty things with Zio. Su Yian steps forward to say that all she wanted was to succeed, so for this exhibit she wants to show her desires. Su Yian says that she was blackmailed because of the video, but she discovered that it was herself who was holding her back. Su Yian says that she owns her desires and will not become a slave to them. Jang and everyone else is proud of her. The prosecutor Cho receives Murray Group's transfer receipts. During the Civic Bank Foundation ceremony, they say to give a round of applause for Han, who donated 30 billion won. This steers the waters. Cho can't believe that Jang gave up his opportunity to become congressman. Cho also has evidence of the violent acts where Hans was involved, so he will definitely go to jail. Su Yian doesn't work in the art center anymore. Her new purpose in life is to bring back to life the old man's pub.